The first step is to measure the gate's outside dimensions. You will need to subtract 130mm from the horizontal RHS sections to allow for the width of the uprights and the Kwiktech fittings. Mark the uprights according to these measurements. Be sure to mark all sides of the uprights to ensure a straight cut later. Now measure and mark the horizontal sections, again marking all sides to ensure a straight cut. Check your measurements again prior to cutting. Using an angle grinder, make the cuts. Alternatively, use the Kwiktech DIY metal framework easy fabrication document found on the Kwiktech website. It provides cut lengths that can be cut by your local steel supplier and position dimensions to ensure your framework connects perfectly square. Lightly grind off any burrs with the grinder, or use a file on the inside and outside edges after cutting. Insert the Kwiktech rail connectors into the ends of the horizontal sections. They may be too tight to tap in by hand, however a small tap with a hammer should get them in if required. Lay out and mark the positions for the Kwiktech universal connectors. Using self-tapping tech screws, fix all Kwiktech fittings in their positions as shown. Lay the uprights and horizontals in place, inserting the Kwiktech fittings into each other at the 0 degree position. They will snap into place, already holding relatively straight. Using the supplied cap head screws, fix the Kwiktech fittings together. Check the frame is square by measuring from the corners diagonally. These two measurements should be the same if the frame is true. Lightly tap the corners of the framework as required to achieve these equal measurements. Fit a Kwiktech rail connector and universal connector fitting together and lay them alongside the upright, ready for marking the frame's cross members. The Kwiktech fittings have increments of 11.25 degrees. For this example, we're using the 22.5 degree setting for the cross members. Align the edges of the rail connectors using the rail as a straight edge and measure the distance between the top of the frame and the diagonal and the bottom of the frame and the diagonal on the other end. Adjust as required until the cross members are centered. If you prefer, you can fix them lower or higher than center on the frame. Mark the centers of the universal connectors on the upright. Check the square of the gate one more time before fixing the universal connectors to the uprights in position. Now it's time to measure the diagonals. Prior to doing so, check the frame is square again. Measure between the two flanges on the Kwiktech rail connectors that are attached to the universal connectors that you just fixed to the uprights. This is the length of your diagonals. Measure out and mark the diagonals in preparation for cutting. Make the cuts along the marked lines. Fix the rail connectors to the ends of the diagonal braces in the same way you did for the horizontal ones. Fix them with tech screws. Fit the opposite diagonal universal connectors upside down at the same dimensional centers as the first diagonal member. Lay the first diagonal member in place and fix with the supplied cap head screws. Turn the frame over and fix the second diagonal in place. The frame will naturally be true and straight. Your Kwiktech frame can be clad with almost any material, which will only add to its already sturdy structure.